Folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ke Pol. Today I'm going to talk about how AI is the only thing that may solve India's traffic chaos. Folks, it's a Sunday evening. I had just gone outside today for some work. And while going and coming back in the rickshaw in Mumbai, I was counting and there were at least like 15 traffic violations by people around us. And not to mention in the ones that were done by our own rickshawala, because if everyone does it, so even you have to do it, right? That's a sad state of driving on Indian roads. We have no traffic sense. There is no civic sense when people are on the road. It's every man for himself, and people are just absolutely insane. They're just crazy when they drive around. And if you think Mumbai is bad, you should go to other parts of country like Delhi NCR. It's shocking. You go to places like Pune. It's like helmets. People are allergic to helmets. And if you go to tier 2 and tier 3 towns, like the rules are fairly non-existent in majority of the country, right? And I have seen this even in my own family. People are proud of not following the rules, especially traffic rules. They're like, "Huh, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मैंने इसको पैसा खिलाया, मैंने उसको पैसा खिलाया," type of a thing I've heard since childhood from many different people. And they are like, oh, people talk about bribing a cop or something. I don't know why is it considered a good thing or a great thing. It's a matter of shame that you have to bribe a cop, frankly. But then again, that is the reality, because our traffic rules are also pretty weird. They're impractical at times. Right, कि यहाँ पे park मत करो, वहाँ पे park मत करो. We don't have enough parking any which ways. Everything is unregulated, and the rules are simply not enforced. So what do you do? Even when you have a traffic cop, people don't follow the rules, right? And in any case, the state is so undermanned. The state is so resourceless. The state, and by state I don't mean states as in province state. I mean like the government, right? The government, all sorts of government bodies. I don't think they have enough manpower to implement the rules, right? Like I remember in my entire life, only once did it happen that people were standing on Eastern Express Highway near Mulund in Mumbai, and there's a signal over there, bridge ke niche, Mulund ke just aage, I think. And वहाँ पे I remember there was a very long signal, a good 3.5 minute ka signal, and people would just roll down their windows and spit, and there were people around us who were plain clothed, police people, and they were basically going around finding people कि आपने यहाँ पे थूका. And by the way, I realized later they didn't even fine them. They just warned them कि please थूको मत, please don't spit. ऐसा ऐसा रास्ते पे ऐसा थूको मत, please. And people just smiled. They were embarrassed that, oh my god, I was caught, but nothing came out of it, right? And I'm like, this is the country where we live in, where there are no rules. There are absolutely no rules, right? And there is at least no implementation of the rules. And I often wondered, okay, how exactly is it going to happen that our country will have rules? There will be some implementation of it? Because sometimes I've seen it, even police personnel, when they try to implement the rules, they are bullied. They're bullied. There are parts of this country I have met people who are like कि मैंने उसको बता दिया, मैंने ठुल्ले को ये बोल दिया, मैंने इसको वो बोल दिया. I was like, what's wrong with you? You sound like some gunda from a fucking movie, a bad movie. But art imitates life, and that is the reality in many parts of the world, of the country, right? And which kind of made me feel that which is the only way. What is the only way in which India, will have traffic, which will seem a little manageable, because at this point it is unmanageable. It's insane how bad people are when it comes to following rules. और इसमें आप गवर्नमेंट को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते, इसमें हमारी और आपकी गलती है. Okay, we do not know how to follow rules. It's absolutely insane. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, you're poor, you're middle class. Nobody follows rules in India when it comes to driving on roads, right? It's a very bad thing, because now you'll be like, तो क्या होता है, चलता है ना उतना. Guys, India has the highest number of people who get injured or die in road accidents every year. Okay, the highest number of accidents is India. The highest number of fatalities due to accidents is also India, which is understandable because our medical network is pathetic outside of the urban areas, right? So I'm telling you again and again, okay, once again, I'm repeating, it is extremely important that we are able to add some sense to our traffic. We add some discipline, some civic sense to how we go about it. And that's not possible without primary education. And that's a 20-year, 30-year solution. What is the immediate solution? Now, let me take you back to a cartoon which we saw when we were kids. It was called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Now you'll be like, ये क्या आदमी पागल जैसे बातें कर रहा है? What the hell is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe? What the hell do you mean by that? Like, how is this related to traffic issues in India? Well, if you remember, if any one of you remember, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, they in that show there used to be drones. They used to have drones that used to go and survey people. They had drones that used to eavesdrop. There were drones that used to go and spy on people. There were drones that were just doing normal surveillance. Right now, those drones were very fascinating to me. I was like, and they were brilliant plot points. They were brilliant catalysts which would move the plot very plot forward, that without them this wouldn't have happened. And I was like, such a powerful technology. I hope in my life I will also see drones जो उड़ते हैं and who stop crime, drones जो उड़ते हैं and who show things where they are, right? Now there is a challenge of privacy itself, but as a kid I never understood that, right? And now that I'm grown up, I'm like, bro, like, my goodness, these drones would be such a horrible invasion of privacy. But if you regulate them and implement them in the right areas and zones, these drones would be the solution, short-term solution that will accelerate India's good traffic sense. Okay, the only way Indians are going to drive well is if there is a fear of an authoritarian enforcement. Right? Indians have this obsession, which is this misconception that once we have a dictator, everything is going to be great. They have no idea what they're talking about. At best, they are optimistic. At worst, they are bloody stupid. The reality is, Indians do not see any governance happening on their roads, right? They're like, who cares? मैंने ट्रैफिक तो भी तोड़ा तो कौन आके पकड़ने वाला है? आप हर सड़क पे नहीं रख सकते. The most populated country on the planet needs something that can surveil them at scale at points where it is necessary. It's a matter of public safety and personal safety that you drive correctly. Okay, if you are driving, okay, if someone else is driving and they are drunk driving, मैं अपना normal हूँ यार, वो आके मेरे को उड़ा देगा. If someone's coming from the wrong side, वो मुझे कुछ कर देगा. It is that is why it is important. Like, it's not necessary कि आप ही सब सही कर रहे हो. कोई और भी कुछ कर रहा हो गलत तो भी, you will still pay very dearly for it. Right? And now I recently was going through this article, right? Chandigarh becomes Chalangarh. AI-driven surge in traffic fines sparks debate. From 1.81 lakh challans in 2020, then the number shot up to 9.95 lakhs, almost a 5 times increase in 2024 in 4 years, as per a reply tabled in the Lok Sabha, which is the highest body in this country for a lot of things, right? Now, traffic challans have surged fivefold over the past 5 years. This has happened with the rollout of artificial intelligence enabled enforcement systems. Okay, now, you have Chandigarh Member of Parliament Manish Tiwari. He's a very big guy. And he said that almost 10 lakh challans were issued in 2023 and again 9.95 lakhs in 2024 compared to just 6 lakhs in 2022 and 2021. तो और भी कम था. वो तो we can't count because of the lockdowns that happened over here, right? But here's the interesting bit. Over the last 5 years, fines were 221 crores were levied, with only 119 crores, which is, you could say, only 55% were recovered, and 102.2 crores is still pending. हमने सिर्फ आधा कलेक्ट किया है, right? The data shows that AI-powered intelligent traffic management systems account for the overwhelming majority of challans. मतलब मैनुअल पर्सनल ने 1.5 लाख किया है ट्रैफिक चलान, एंड 8.5 लाख किया है आपका AI बेस्ड चलान जनरेटर ने, तुम्हारा AI पावर्ड जो CCTV कैप्चर करता है आपको कि you're violating a rule or something of that sort. You understand? That is the difference. Look at the difference. It's almost 6 times. Almost 6 times. 1.5 से लेके 8.5. It's a huge difference. See, this is the power of scale, and I'm pretty sure they haven't even implemented it everywhere where they really can. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's a huge deterrent when you can actually find people and then they'll be like, "Arey, मैंने क्या किया? It's like, now this is an astronomical increase of the number of challans. And here's the thing. Many people are calling it Chalangarh. That's fine. Now, what many people are saying is there are complaints that even minor transgressions like marginally crossing a zebra line are penalized. I'm sorry, we need this in India. I pray and I hope we get this in India, that anyone who's crossing a zebra line at least gets a warning first, and the second time they are caught doing it, they are fined. Guys, there is a rule. There are rules and regulations for a reason. If I'm a pedestrian, I'm crossing the road. Where the hell do I cross the road? How the hell do I cross the road? I have the right to the road as much as you have the right to the road. Can we please, and okay, we'll come to the part where the zebra crossing is non-existent half the time because पेंट वो निकल चुका है, खड्डे हैं रास्ते पे, ठीक है, तू 2 फुट पीछे गाड़ी रोकना अपनी. Why? We have accepted that we can't govern ourselves, so we need artificial intelligence to come up and implement and enforce those rules on our roads, right? As simple as that. So I hope there are more such fines, and I'm saying it out loud. And Mohali rolled out its AI-enabled system in early 2025, which is like 5-6 months ago. Within 4 days, almost 7,000 e-challans were issued. Okay, but only 110 offenders paid the fines. You see how pathetic things are in terms of implementation. 110 divided by 7,000 agar aap karenge, look at the percentage. Look at the percentage. But still, within 1 week, the camera generated 1.4 crores in fines within 1 week, 7 दिन में. Okay, an amount that could equal or surpass the city's annual property tax revenue. Do you see this? Do you see this? And here's the thing: these fines, these penalties will go away immediately the moment you start, following the rules. At least the basic ones. Follow the basic rules, and I think life becomes better for everyone. Now you'll be like, हाँ ये जो फाइन वाइन लेते हैं ये लोग इसका काला पैसा खाएंगे and this and that. That's a different story. That's a different story. First, we are going to solve, boss, the roads do not have people acting like bloody animals out there, right? And these AI-powered CCTV cameras are definitely going to help us. Sorry, folks. Like, if you wanted privacy, you should have, shown some amount of basic decency and civic sense while you are driving around, right? Which we just simply do not do, right? MLA Kulwant Singh of Mohali has proposed allocating full e-challan revenue towards expanding traffic infrastructure. 100% agreed. I think that's a brilliant idea, right? So many others have done. CCTV cameras in Panchkula accounted for 54% of the challans issued, with 2.86 crores collected. Here's the thing about the e-challans, by the way. They are those machines are cheaper than human beings, right? And by the way, these challans that are these fines basically that are levied by these AI based tools, they are rechecked by human beings. There is a human element to this also, right? So it's not like कि सिर्फ AI से आ रहा है तो कुछ भी गलती करेगा AI, तो there is a human loop built into it. There's a human loop built into it. PUC is a joke in India, I can understand, but helmet less riding is unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable, right? Wrong parking is again something I can empathize with people because we hardly have any parking, right? That's a problem. Yeah, missing number plates is a danger to everyone around. So that's a crazy one. So yeah, coming back, what I wanted to say was once again, I think India can develop very well its traffic infrastructure. We can develop and have a better time driving around in our own cities and towns and villages if we follow the rules. And over a period of time, after getting fined and fined and fined and fined, I think we will know how to behave ourselves. I think we will then learn how to behave ourselves in certain parts of this country. While you are driving around, while we are riding around, it's absolutely essential. And I think this is happening in the next 5 years. I'm telling you, it's going to happen in the next 5 years. It has to. Dude, the one thing that the government really, really, really wants is revenue. Okay. Now, what they do with the revenue is a different story. But here's what I'm trying to tell you. If AI-based traffic surveillance systems can, aided with a bit of robotics, can give the government that revenue, they will put that capex into it. Privacy is anyway dead, but at least when you are at a traffic signal, don't give me that bullshit about privacy. You are out and about, and you need to follow rules for the common good. As simple as that. Nobody is asking you to reveal your personal identity. तू zebra crossing पे अपना टायर मत डाल, तू सिग्नल मत तोड़, तू हेलमेट पहन, तू गलत जगह पे यू टर्न मत मार, तू रॉन्ग साइड से मत आ, तू नो हॉकिंग जोन में हॉर्न मत बजा. डू यू अंडरस्टैंड? तू फालतू का ओवरटेक मत कर. These are basic rules which nobody teaches us. all that we do is just bullshit around in an RTO and we get a license. Now, I'm sure it is almost impossible to implement these rules. कि भाई RTO में सब सीख के आएंगे गाड़ी चलाना. I don't think that's even feasible. But uh, getting these AI powered surveillance systems for traffic violations is absolutely essential. So that was me. That was Paul Kebol. And on how India's traffic chaos can be solved by artificial intelligence and automated violation, penalizers, basically. And I have high hopes from this. Um, it's unfortunate it's come to that, but ultimately it had to come to that, right? So yeah. Anyway, that was Polke Ball. I hope you agree with me. If you do not, please let me know.